About a week ago, I set a goal to share my journey on losing the extra 40 kilograms I'd gained over the past 2 or 3 years. Yeah, it's that much. And this is how week 1 went.
I've heard it 1,000 times before.
I started out by preparing a week worth of healthy meals that I was going to eat throughout the week. Hi. So it is officially week number 1. Today is a Monday. I just got back from work. There was a lot of traffic today, so I got back around. It's a few minutes, like 10 minutes to 7 o'clock on the dot, which is very late. And it was a good day. I still can't believe I have this much energy because I woke up quite early, which is 5 o'clock, 5:15 if I'm snoozing my alarm. And I did everything, got ready for work, said my prayer, had my morning tea, which is basically a mug of warm water plus some apple cider vinegar and a full fresh lemon. So I had that and it was great, and my energy has been high today. I put my phone away for a chunk of the day, which I am very proud of myself for doing. But the thing is, I didn't eat any junk or unnecessary unhealthy foods today. Matter of fact, I barely ate today, which is not a good thing. I'm not encouraging anybody to starve themselves. Let me explain. So I'm doing intermittent fasting together with my clean eating because there's a whole study about it. If you want to find out, kindly Google it. I don't have enough strength to go through it. So yeah, I'm doing that. So at 12 o'clock, I was feeling a bit hungry, and so I decided to get some peanuts or roasted granite. And I had a little bit of that, drank a lot of water, and it sustained me throughout the day. I should have taken my salad from my meal prep to work, but I forgot. It is almost 7 o'clock and I'm starving. Now I can actually feel the hunger. I'm craving something spicy. I want something, hot with a bit of pepper. So I'm thinking that I would go for my acheke.
Not the destination, it's all in the journey. You gotta be patient, don't be in a hurry. It's not the destination, it's all in the journey. You gotta be patient, patient.
By day 4, I started to struggle. The sugar cravings I was experiencing was intensifying with each passing hour or even minute. And one of the mistakes I did was not throwing out the sugar I already had in my apartment before I started on this journey. So I had some sugar in the fridge. I had about half a box of cubed sugar in my fridge. And so in order to curb the sugar craving, I did one of the dumbest things, in my opinion, which was making a cup of tea. At the time, it didn't seem like a bad idea because I was just making a cup of actual tea, like with a tea bag, and I was going to add 3 or 2 cubes of sugar and a little bit of milk just to satisfy and get rid of the craving. But did it stop there? No. And that is how I went down the journey of pretty much having tea with every single meal I had when I was home, because when I was at work I didn't have access to tea, but when I'm home I would have tea with pretty much everything. Sooner than later I had run through half a box of cubed sugar, and from that point it was pretty much a downward spiral. So yeah, it's been 5 days since I started eating, actually 6 days since I started eating. Is it dark? Let me bump up this a bit. Yeah, it's been 6 days since I started eating clean, or attempting to eat clean, because I can tell you that hasn't been entirely successful. Today is Friday. I did a bunch of work and now I want something to eat. I still have my meals from my meal prep. I have a few bowls. This afternoon I had some soup, some delicious chicken pepper soup, and it was so yum. But this evening, all I want is rice. I just want a little bit of rice or fried rice with some chicken and sauce. And I've been fighting myself, not fighting, but I've been trying to convince myself that I don't need it. Like, I've been telling myself for the past 1 hour that, honey, you don't need it. You just can have some of your potato veggie mix and you'll be fine. And I almost believe myself, but I don't. The cravings are so intense that I have actually been eating this raw. I've been eating this. I have like a teaspoon and then I just dip it, have a scoop of suya powder or barbecue powder, and just eat it. Literally just lick it off the spoon because trying to slowly get rid of the craving, but it's not going away. And just in case you're wondering, yes, I managed to finish the entire bottle of suya pepper. I actually finished 2 bottles. Let me show you. I definitely used at least 1 bottle for cooking. As you can see, it's very empty. But I can say for a fact that at least 1 bottle was just me dipping a teaspoon into the suya barbecue sauce and just gulping it down. Licking it down because I was trying to curb my craving for carbohydrate or spicy food. So yeah, these were done in about 10 days and that is something I'm not at all proud of. Again, I think about it, it's like, okay, so you want to eat your cake and have it. That's also like wanting to reap the benefit of eating clean without committing to doing that. Like, how do I get the body and not, like, I'm this close to ordering some takeout, like some really yummy fried rice with some delicious sauce and chicken. I try to fight off the edge for as long as I can and hopefully it works. I'm really praying it works. Anyway, so yesterday I went to see a movie at the cinema and I had some popcorn. Just thought to mention it. I didn't take my camera, so I couldn't document the amount of popcorn I had. Why is it still dark? I couldn't document the amount of popcorn I had, but I had a bunch, like a box of popcorn. And yeah, but because I knew I was going to do that, throughout yesterday I didn't have, all I ate was sausages. So I made sausages in my oven. Sausages with the suya powder. I let that cook. What's the word? That thing they do. Yeah, I'm trying to finish my sausages because apparently sausages are not the best option if you're trying to eat healthy. I didn't know, but yeah, that's what some people said. Now I'm going to try to get busy, do stuff so that, and see if it will help with the rice craving. I actually hope it does because I just hope it does. And yes, I got the rice later that night. I ordered in and I split the rice into about 3 portions. I had 1 that evening and then I had the rest the following day.
I spent too long just trying to be perfect. Please everybody, not worth it. Sometimes you just gotta do.
Week 1 for me was a learning curve. In the past, I would have called it a failure, but in my books, it was a learning curve. I learned first of all that satisfying my cravings with even a teeny tiny bit of processed sugar was not the right way to go because that pretty much opened the floodgates for more cravings to get in. moving forward, I'm going to try as much as possible to push back and fight whatever craving I may have, because from a few instances here and there, I find that if I can hold off on satisfying the craving, it eventually passes. Another thing I learned is that instead of using processed sugar, biscuits, cookies to satisfy my cravings, I'll have fruits like watermelon, oranges, fruits like that, so that when I have a sugar craving that won't go away after an extended period, I'll satisfy it with a slice of watermelon or apple. I also learned that there is such a thing called emotional hunger versus physical hunger. Like, I had no idea. So basically, sometimes the hunger you feel is not because your body is actually hungry. It's tied to an emotion or a feeling of some sort, but not physical hunger. So I've been learning. We are in week 2 now. Like, I'm literally filming this in week 2. I've had 2 days of week 2 and it's been good, but we'll come to week 2 later on. But basically, I've been learning that there is a difference between the type of hunger you feel when it's emotional versus the type of hunger you feel if you're physically and actually hungry. So I've been learning to differentiate that. So basically, if you're physically hungry, you would have, I should have pulled that out. But basically, if you're physically hungry, you have like physical symptoms. Maybe you feel some slight hurt in your belly. You feel a little bit lightheaded, among other things. And another thing the study said was that physical hunger starts gradually. So as you're going through your day or whenever the hunger begins, it starts gradually and then it progresses until you feel very hungry. Then the emotional type of hunger pretty much starts suddenly. It's very sudden and it is very specific. So you usually just want one specific thing or a number of things that can satisfy that hunger. Right? You can eat everything else, you will not be okay until you eat that particular craving that hunger came with. And I've realized that throughout week 1, that was pretty much it. Like, I could be hungry and I could have soup in the fridge and I don't want to eat the soup. I want to eat rice instead. And no matter how much suya powder or pepper I ate, I wasn't okay until I had that rice I wanted to eat. So moving forward, I'm learning to stop and analyze and find out which type of hunger I'm feeling, and then only feed myself when I am actually physically hungry. Another thing I learned for week 1 is not crushing. So usually in the past, anytime I disappointed myself by not following through with eating what I said I was going to eat or doing what I said I was going to do, I would just like crash and just go back to my old habits. It's even worse at this point because I'm not just dealing with the disappointment or the shame from not following through with whatever I said I was going to do by myself. I'm literally sharing that with you. It started raining. Sorry about the background noise. If you don't like the sound of rain, I do, so I don't mind. In the past, I would just, stop and just eat whatever because I failed. But I'm learning to just, scratch week 1 and pretty much start afresh with a little bit more experience than I did in the past. I still don't have a solution to binge eating, but if you do have one, share in the comment section with me and I'll be grateful. But until then, I would try my best to avoid binge eating it. And once I find something that works for me, I would be sure to share that with you. Now to my measurements. I have decided not to share my current weight with you because it's not something I'm proud of. But I will share my goal with you. My goal is to lose 40 kg because that is what will take my body to a healthy BMI in whatever span. I don't know. I hope I can do it in under 6 months. Yeah. And so that's the goal. I'm going to definitely share my tape measurements with you. It's coming in the next slide, so wait for it. So I'm going to share that with you and I'll definitely give you updates every single week. And because I'm not comfortable sharing my weight with you, I would share this gauge with you, which is pretty much the 40 kg gauge. I don't know what to call it, but let's call it that. And every single week, whether I lose or gain weight, I'll indicate it on the gauge. And as my weight goes down, you'd slowly see me approach my goal weight. And that's how we're going to be taking account of my weight together without disclosing my actual weight. So yeah, I hope that works for you, because I'm not ready, like not at all, I'm not ready to share my weight with you. Okay, let's take my measurements. Okay, so I have a measuring tape right here, as you can tell. What's the metric? I think it's in inches here, so it's a 60-inch measuring tape. Hopefully I don't hopefully I don't exhaust the entire 60. Hopefully. If you do, don't feel bad. That's just me, my preference, or what I want for my body. So let's start with the bust. I wish I had somebody here to help, but I guess you can't want to live alone and also have that pick. So I'm wearing a bra. Has a little bit of padding in it, but yeah, so my boob or bust measurement, you know, for my nipple is 45 inches. 45. It's exactly on the line. Then let's move. I call this my waist, like slightly above my navel. That's usually what I use for my waist measurements. I don't know if that's right or wrong, but that's usually where I like to wear my pants. So that's my waist measurement. So that measurement is, I would come closer, bring you down a bit, and then I'll take it off so you don't think I'm cheating, and then bring you right back up. Okay, so that measurement is 37, as you can see. Then let's go to the hips. So drop you right down, maybe a little lower. Okay. Let's measure my hips, honey. My hips will be the widest part of my lower body. Yeah. So I keep pushing until, okay, so this is the widest part. Okay, good. So now you can see my hips. Yeah, it moves. Yeah, so right here is my hip measurement. Nah, this is the highest. No, it was higher at the beginning of the year, I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, there has been some progress, but it could be better. So my current hip is 50 inches. Yo, that's just 10 inches from exhausting the tape. Whew. Wow, that's wild. I'm gonna step back and give you a little 360 something, just so we can appreciate what we have, what we are working with. Do you get what I mean? Yeah, sure.
I struggled through deeper waters. I called on my sisters, my brothers. I've taken so many steps forward and 100 more back. So dark clouds keep rolling in, and yet I've been down and hurt. But here's what I've learned: it's not the destination, it's all in the journey. You gotta be patient, don't be in a hurry.
Yeah, that's what we're working with, people. That is what we're working with. My plan for week 2 is to pretty much take everything I learned from week 1 into week 2. Like I said, week 2 has started. So far so good. I'll talk about that at the end of week 2, which will be next week. So stay tuned and subscribe if you want to follow me on this journey. I'm also going to extend my fasting hours, because my fasting didn't have any structure in week 1. So week 2 I have I have a little bit more structure, and I'm going to continue with that. And I recently rejoined the gym. For week 1 I wasn't working out whatsoever, I was just walking. I just did a little bit of walking, and that was pretty much it. But for week 2 I would be going to the gym. I've already started going to the gym, and we'll see how that affects how I feel, how I eat, and if it does anything to my body at all in a span of 7 days. So yeah, I'll be back again next week Wednesday with my measurements and my progress so far. I promise not to let myself down and also not let you down. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and you can watch my meal prep for week 1 right here. Bye.